Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back to my channel and show support. It warms my heart so very much that you do that. Today is my next installment in my Palette Roulette series, in which I use an app that chooses my eyeshadow palette that I will be using for the next week, and I use that. I insert pictures in here of some eye looks that I have been able to create with said palette. This one was a hard week. It was a super hard week, and I didn't get as many pictures as I would like because there just wasn't a whole lot that I could do with this besides what I've kind of got going on my face today. It is the Kat Von D Alchemist holographic palette. This is what it looks like. The artwork on the outside of the palette, of course, is stunning. It is beautiful. This is the back of the palette, and it is a triangle that just opens like this. You have a nice mirror on one side, and on the other side you have just 4 holographic shades of shadow. Today I am wearing this one here, which is called Pink, on the center of my lid as kind of like a halo shade. I am also wearing that color and this one here called Amethyst on my lips on top of just a lip balm, to be honest, to give my lips some color. I did use these two colors in one look together as well. I used all of them as a highlight, but you can't really see it in the pictures that I took, so I'm not going to add those pictures. So you've got probably 2 eye looks using this palette, and that's super sad to me, besides this one that I've currently got on today, because there just wasn't a lot to do with this palette. With that being said, though, I like this palette. I don't see it being one that I'm going to get rid of. It is a face and eye highlight palette. However, I remember when these came out, they were said to be also safe on the lips. Some shadows like these you don't want to use on your lips, but Kat Von D really does a good job of trying to make these safe for all over your body. With that being said, I'm not a huge supporter of Kat Von D these days. There's a lot of stuff going on in the media with her. That doesn't necessarily skew my opinion of her, but what does skew my opinion of, okay, so it does skew my opinion a little bit, but what also skews my opinion of her product is the fact that I think that since the Saint and Sinner palette came out, the quality of her shadows has gotten more poor and more poor as each one comes out. And I don't know what the deal with that is, but when you think about it, there were so many people reviewing her products well before the anti-vax thing, and even after the anti-vax thing, there was still quite a few reviews on her product all over YouTube. But she just had another palette come out, the vegan palette, and there are hardly any reviews on that palette. And every single one of them was poop. There was a whole lot of just not super great reviews on that palette. It doesn't make you want to purchase her products. Her and how she has been doesn't make a person want to purchase her products. And recently she came out with, you know, I'm not a Nazi, I'm not an anti-vaxxer video, and that was 11 minutes of please help me, my brand is failing, I firmly believe. So I'm not going to jump on that pedestal, but what I am going to do is talk about this palette, which I don't foresee leaving my collection at any time in the near future, but I also just don't use it as much. So it might be honestly a palette that I give to my daughter because I don't use it, and I have all of these shades in, say, my ABH highlighting, my Aurora Glow palette that I can use, or, you know, these were revolutionary when they came out, but they're not so much anymore. So you have 4 shades and 4 shades only. The first one here is called Emerald. It is a green, like, holographic shade. The second one here is called Amethyst. It is a purple holographic. The next one is called Sapphire. It is a blue holographic, and the last one down here is called Opal, and it is a pink holographic. Can you guys see those? Like I said, there's nothing revolutionary about this palette. There was when it first came out. I believe it was like one of those things that was the first of its kind. There might have been some other people trying the same thing, but they weren't as big as Kat Von D, and therefore they didn't come to the forefront until much later. They're super pretty. Can you guys see them? They're super pretty. There is a lot of like shifting to these shades. Can you guys see that? Yeah. But they're just not revolutionary. So I used them best over top of other shadows. I tried them over the top of a black shadow. You guys will have a picture of that. I'll put that over here. I tried them over a black shadow. Black on me is not the best color, and it looked kind of a mess at first, and then I kind of pulled it together. I'm not sure how I did that, but there are three of these colors in that eye look. I also had it on my lips that day. I have it on my lips today. I also wore it as a highlight. I could live without this palette. It might actually get decluttered. Each pan in this is 0.05 ounces, so they're the same size as a ColourPop shadow. There are 4 shades in here, and I believe when this came out, I paid something like $32 for it. Why? Because it was revolutionary. That is why. I do not feel the same way about these shades that I did then. Like I said, I feel like I have them over and over and over again in my collection. I feel like this could go. I feel like they're super powdery, and they just kind of leave like this white cast all over that you don't really necessarily need out of these shadows. I have a ColourPop shadow. Let me go get them. Okay, so I brought some dupey things with me because I really feel like some of these could be duped out. This is the ABH Aurora Glow palette, and I feel like this purple, it might be a little bit more purple than the Aurora Glow one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is the Aurora one, and then that is the the Kat Von D one. It's hard to see because I swiped so far on my hand. This blue right here is the ABH one right next to the blue from the Kat Von D. I just feel like there's so many different palettes that I now have in my collection that leads me to believe that this one should be decluttered. I also just got this guy. You guys will see the haul on this when I get my March haul up, but like I feel like this purple, this blue, this purple and blue would probably dupe both of these. I really feel like those are just super close dupes. Do you guys see that? I feel like they're the same color. And then I have this ColourPop shadow here. It is called Ripple. And when I saw this purple, this is the first color I thought of. And granted, it is a hell of a lot more purple, but look at how similar that is in tone to that. That actually would be beautiful, like ombre into each other. But you can get these colors anywhere now, and they used to be so stand alone on their own kind of shades, and people paid $32 for this 4 shades of holographic colors, and I cannot believe I fell into that hype. But I remember going from Sephora to Sephora to Sephora, because I live in a small town. So every time I was in a big town that had a Sephora, I would go to each Sephora looking for this palette, and it was always gone online. And now, I mean, you can find these colors anywhere, as I just proved. I have to be honest, when I started this Palette Roulette series, I didn't think I would give up any of my palettes, but I've already given up one, and I really, really believe that this will be a hiccup. I really believe that this will be number 2. It's just not something I had a whole lot of fun with. I didn't want to pick it up at all over this last week, and yeah, that's when you kind of know, like, if it doesn't spark joy with you, that's kind of when you know that it's time to let it go. The series is inspired by a girl named Dani. Her channel name is P.A.W, and she does what's called Palette of the Week, or she calls it PA. All of her information is in my description box down below, because she is the reason why I was inspired to do this series on my channel. I have a lot of palettes and just want to make my way through them. And while she does her P.A.W videos based on a decluttered mindset, I don't. But I am so happy to be in this place where I'm looking at it and I can just let it go. I can know that I spent $32 on this. I think I got my $32 worth, and I'm ready to let it go because now I have better formulations, much better product, and the same colors in my collection over and over and over again. Dani uses an app that she finds on the App Store because she has an iPhone, and it is that of a Wheel of Fortune app. I also use that same kind of app, but I have a Samsung Note 9, so mine came from the Play Store, and it is called the Decide Now app, and it looks like this. When you decide that this is what kind of series you want to do, you just pick up an app like this that has, you know, a Wheel of Fortune in there that you can add things into this wheel to decide for you, and then you push the button when you're ready to spin the wheel to make another choice. I did have every single one of my palettes in here, and as I enter new palettes into my collection, I also add them in as I take out palettes, or as we did a palette roulette on those palettes, I wasn't taking them out. But a couple palette roulettes ago, I found that I kept having to push the button and push the button up again and push the button again. And it looked like I was really trying to cheat the system, and that's not my intention with these videos. So I decided to take all of those palettes out. This is what I'm left with, all the palettes that we have not used and any of the new ones in my collection currently. So I am going to spin the wheel, and this is going to tell us what we are going to use for next week. And it is, oh, it's a palette I haven't used yet. It is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette. Let me go get that real quick. It just happened to be the very first one on top of my vault stack. I do have all 4 of these palettes. This one is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss. It looks like this on the outside. It is really cute with her name in the center and all the confetti around it. And the confetti pieces have purple in them, which kind of gives you an idea of what's going on the inside of the palette. Inside the palette, we have this. I am actually pretty excited to have this palette for next week. I go back to Vegas. As you're watching this video today, I will be flying to Vegas again, so I'm super excited to take this with me. I'm probably also going to take the 2 new Huda Beauty palettes that I got just because I want to play with them. So it'll be interesting to mix these colors with those colors in the Mauve Obsessions and the Coral Obsessions palettes. I might actually take another one of these guys too. I don't know, I like a lot of variety in my day. So that is the palette that we will be talking about next week. I hope that you guys liked this video. This one is a little bit of a short one because of just the nature of the palette that I was using last week. I hope that you guys are liking these videos. If you are, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. It really does help us out here in this YouTube community with all the algorithms changing all the time. I also hope that you liked me, or liked this video, or liked this series, or liked any of my videos enough to consider subscribing to my channel. I do post content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Sunday, depending on my work week, and I hope to see you down in my comment section. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. It warms my heart so very much that you choose to click on my videos. I know that you don't have to, and until next time, bye, guys.